Hi, and welcome to another edition of Bauer Business Bites. My name is David Tighe, the Managing Director of Bauer Media in Northern Ireland. And this is a series of interviews where we are trying to really help reboot the Northern Ireland economy. And Business Bites is just a part of that. Today, I'm delighted to welcome as our guest Simon Hamilton, who's the Chief Executive of Belfast Chamber of Commerce. Good morning, Simon.
Good morning, David.
You're very welcome to Bauer Business Bites. Let's get straight into it. Give us an overview of the kind of businesses that make up the Belfast Chamber of Commerce. What kind of sectors are they from?
Yeah, so Belfast Chamber is an organisation. We represent over 500 businesses from every part of Belfast. Basically, every sector of the economy that in the city is represented within our ranks. So, we have a large number of retail businesses, a large number of hospitality businesses, but we've also got those kind of fast-growing sectors like professional legal services, tech sector within our ranks as well. So, we've been an organisation who's been in place since 1912, so over 100 years. I haven't been there for quite that long, but it has been a growing organisation, particularly in recent years. The Primark fire, which had a big impact on particularly the city centre, was a big moment for Belfast Chamber in terms of the work that it did in the aftermath of that to try to breathe some life back into the economy of the city at that time. And we've been growing steadily ever since. And the organisation has grown to beyond that kind of probably traditional core of membership, which was probably principally in the retail sector and in hospitality, to also embrace those sort of new fast growing sectors that make up the Belfast economy.
So you've got a diverse membership, and I would imagine all at very different sort of parts of this current phase that we're in at the moment. So tell us a little bit about the sentiment or the research at the minute from your members. What are they saying about where they think they're going next?
Yeah, well, we've been surveying our members regularly, as well as obviously speaking to them face to face. Well, not face to face, but face to face in Zoom meetings and team meetings and so forth. And it kind of breaks into sort of largely two different sections. There's a lot of businesses, particularly in those customer-facing sectors like retail and hospitality. Basically, any business that has a till and needs footfall to trade, they are obviously really, really struggling at this moment in time because footfall is not there, and unless you're a retailer who's in the food business, you're not allowed to open. And same for hospitality businesses. The other sort of section of our membership, everybody has been affected by it. There's no doubt about it. Everybody is impacted in one way or another. But those who are in perhaps the tech sector, law firms, accountancy, consultancy firms, they have been impacted, but they have been able to take their business and their staff have been able to work from home. And I think it's a tremendous sort of endorsement of investments that have been made down through the years in technology and telecommunications in Northern Ireland, that we've had the level of disruption that we've had where Belfast City Centre is basically empty. You look at TV news bulletins on a regular basis. They show Belfast City Centre, bustling streets that would have been full of people, even in recent weeks and recent months, just almost completely empty. All of those staff, thousands of staff who've been working in the city centre, in banks and in accountancy firms and law firms, are now working from home, doing so quite productively, and in most cases trading quite well. So you have that kind of dichotomy of some who are incredibly impacted, 100% closed down, and then in others who have made adjustments but are still trading away.
And in terms of the message that you'd like to send to the government of Northern Ireland, what are your members asking for? If you could summarise it.
There's been a lot of obviously good support has come from government nationally and from the executive locally, and that has been where it has been received. It's been very gratefully received, and it has been, I know, a huge relief to many of our members, particularly the furlough scheme. I think that was a huge boost. The grant support, which has been received by many of our members, has helped with cash flow issues at the start and at the beginning of all of this crisis. But I think as it goes on, I think that in talking to members, there's a growing sentiment that, and has been in place now for quite some time, that probably the best thing that our executive locally could do to help the economy is to allow it to safely reopen. And nobody in business wants to open recklessly and just fling the doors open and trade the way that they were before. Everybody knows that they need to make adjustments to deal with the impact of this pandemic. So there are plans in place to make workplaces safe, both for staff and for customers. And really, we want to see, as they have started already in terms of some non-essential retail, as it's called, is allowed to open from the 8th of June. Hotels have been given an opening date of the 20th of July. And what we want to see is more business sectors, more retailers, more hospitality businesses, others being allowed to reopen as well. Because I think having now been closed for so long and support perhaps drying up or slowing down or being tapered off, I think the best support the government can give is allowing businesses to start doing business again, albeit not in the way that they were before.
Yeah, and I suppose the local executive and the UK government can only do so much. And I think I've seen examples of how businesses have got so innovative that they're actually finding ways to operate. And I don't know whether you would agree, but it's almost like the businesses will find their way.
Absolutely. I think that business in Belfast traditionally has shown a great resilience. They've come through a lot down through the years, whether that's the Troubles or the economic crash of about 10 years ago, the uncertainty around Brexit, and now this. They've endured a lot, but through all of that, they have exhibited a great strength and robustness and resilience, and just a kind of a can-do attitude. And even those businesses who have been closed down, they've been instructed by government to shut the doors. They did that. There was no fuss or complaining. They knew that it was going to be difficult to get through, but they did it anyway. But it maybe took them a few days, a few weeks in some cases to think about how they could continue to get some money coming into the till. But I'm amazed at, almost on a daily basis, you see businesses adjusting, businesses innovating, and that's what businesses do. That's what they have to, in the best of times, continue to change and innovate and come up with new products. And you see that with restaurants doing takeaway services, and that's getting huge support from the public. And I think that's great to see too, that the public know that local businesses are struggling through all of this, and they are supporting those local restaurants. You've seen clothing manufacturers making face masks and PPE, and we've got even got some distilleries who are making hand sanitizer. So, huge examples right across the city, right across the region, of businesses doing what they do best, which is innovating and being really, really, just adjusting to the times that they're in, helping in some cases the battle against COVID-19, but also just trying to keep their business running.
And finally, and briefly, as we come to the end of this conversation, in terms of the Belfast Chamber of Commerce, how are you doing yourself, and how's the organisation doing?
It's been a really busy time, as you might expect, in terms of helping and supporting our members. I anticipate that we will continue to be doing that for quite some time. A lot of lobbying, a lot of bending of ears at Stormont and elsewhere to try to get the help that sectors and businesses need. Obviously, we're not running. One of the things that we do, and one of the primary purposes that we exist, is to bring businesses together in terms of networking. And obviously, that's not happening in the conventional sense, but we are starting to do a lot more of that online, and adjusting to the times and using the technology that exists. It's not the same, and we look forward to being able to be in a position, hopefully soon, where we are back into Belfast and the economy of the city is working properly again.
Well, Simon, it's been great to catch up with you, and thanks for the insights, really useful. We're helping to reboot Northern Ireland business, and I know that you are too, and let's do it together. And thanks for joining us today.
Thank you, David. Thank you.